What's up, Broncos Country? Listen here, Broncos Country. You just clicked on this video because you felt that pang in your chest, didn't you? That feeling that something has completely changed with the Denver Broncos, and people on the outside aren't getting the message. Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on behind this brutal streak of 10 wins and 2 losses that has left even ESPN analysts speechless. And there's a detail about Bo Nix and Sean Payton that's going to turn everything upside down in your mind. Let me tell you something straight from the heart of a fan who has seen this team go through everything. Hells with Russell Wilson, glory with Peyton Manning, and now something different is happening at Mile High. The last time the Denver Broncos lost a football game was August 21st. I repeat, August 21st. And what's changed since then? Everything. Absolutely everything. Today, you're going to discover exactly what NFL insiders are whispering behind the scenes, what makes this team not just a Super Bowl contender, but the legitimate favorite in the AFC. I've been following every Broncos move for decades, from the John Elway days until now, and I can guarantee you, what you're going to see here isn't fanatic fan talk. These are pure facts that the national media is ignoring because they can't stand to see Denver back on top. And look, there's a secret so brutal about Sean Payton's scheme with Bo Nix that could completely change the franchise's future for the next 5 years. Stick with me until the end, because when I reveal this detail, you'll understand why Las Vegas has the Broncos as AFC title favorites right now. When the Denver Broncos selected Bo Nix as the 12th overall pick in the 2024 draft, half of Broncos Nation was skeptical. Russell Wilson had just left through the back door, leaving a mess of 19 losses in 2 seasons. The fan base was exhausted, frustrated, uncertain. It seemed like we were doomed to another decade of mediocrity. But Sean Payton saw something nobody else saw. He didn't choose Bo Nix just because he completed 66.3% of his passes in his rookie season or because he threw 29 touchdowns, breaking rookie records. No. Payton saw something much deeper, a quarterback who learns, who evolves, who improves every week, as if he had an artificial intelligence chip installed in his brain. Let's get to the real numbers, Broncos Country. During the first 7 games of the 2024 season, Bo Nix had 5.7 yards per attempt and 5 passing touchdowns. Modest numbers, right? But then the turnaround happened. In the last 10 games of the regular season, the kid exploded. 7.4 yards per attempt, and 24 passing touchdowns. 24. This isn't luck. It's Darwinian evolution on the field. And you know what else? Bo Nix became the first rookie quarterback in NFL history to record multiple games with at least 300 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and a passer rating above 140. The kid rewrote the Broncos' record books in his rookie season with 3,175 passing yards, 376 completions, and those 29 touchdowns. 19 of those touchdowns came in home games, more than any rookie in league history. Now, in the 2025 season, Bo is showing even more maturity. With 2,742 yards and 19 touchdowns in just 12 games so far, he's on pace to surpass his own rookie numbers. And against the Washington Commanders in Week 13, he threw for 326 yards, a new career high. The guy is growing right before our eyes. But here's the detail nobody's talking about. Sean Payton's playbook is massive. I'm not talking about a common 50-play playbook. I'm talking about hundreds of concepts, formations, variations, audibles. When Drew Brees played for Payton in New Orleans, it took him years to fully master the system. Bo Nix is absorbing all of this in record time, and there's more. Sean Payton isn't just teaching Bo Nix to play football, he's molding a leader. Did you see that overtime against the Commanders? Bo didn't miss a single pass. He marched down the field with the coolness of a 10-year veteran, not a quarterback in his second season. 3 minutes and done. Touchdown. 9th consecutive win secured. Evan Engram, the tight end who just joined the team, said in a recent interview, "Nobody in the locker room is surprised by what we're doing. Everyone believes in Bo. He's the reason I chose to come to Denver." And look, When an all-pro caliber player chooses your team because of the quarterback, you know something special is happening. National analysts are still calling the Broncos fraudulent. Colin Cowherd, Bill Simmons, all these guys saying, we got lucky, that the games were too close, that eventually we'll fall. You know what? Let them talk. Because while they're talking, Bo Nix is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. The only two losses of the 2024-2025 season, field goals at the last second, literally at the last second. When the clock showed 0-1, the Broncos were winning every game of the season. Every one. This isn't luck, it's execution, it's mindset, it's winning culture. And here's the brutal secret I promised. Sean Payton is intentionally holding back the offense. Yes, you read that right. He's not showing everything he's got. Why? Because he knows that in the playoffs, when games get slower and more strategic, he's going to open up the complete playbook and leave everyone's jaw dropped. Bo Nix is being trained to be clutch, to play under pressure, to win when it really matters. And that brings us to the heart of this team, the defense. Let's get serious now about the side that doesn't show up as much in headlines, but is the backbone of this team, the Denver Broncos defense. If Bo Nix is the brain, the defense is the muscle. And what muscle, my friends? When you beat the best offense in the NFL, Dallas Cowboys, and the best defense in the NFL, Houston Texans, in the same season, you're not getting lucky. You're showing versatility, adaptability, grit. When you go to Philadelphia with little prep time and beat the Eagles at their house, you're not frauding anything. You're proving you're legitimate. Nick Bonitto has become a name that every opposing fan fears. The guy is creating constant pressure on quarterbacks, forcing mistakes, changing games with his explosive speed as an edge rusher. In the overtime win against the Commanders, it was Bonitto who delivered the decisive play when Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator, created a pressure scheme that left Washington with no answer. Pat Surtain, the Sant, continues to be the best cornerback in the league, locking down #1 receivers every week. Courtland Sutton on offense and Surtain on defense form the playmaker duo that every team needs. J.L. Skinner, Cody Barton, and P.J. Locke in the secondary are creating an impenetrable wall. Jonathan Cooper on the defensive line is showing up in critical moments. Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers, Malcolm Roach. These guys on the defensive line are stopping everyone's run game. D.J. Jones suffered an injury against the Commanders that had everyone worried. But Luka Evans from Mile High Report saw DJ in the locker room and said he was calm, that everything was fine. Still, the team's depth on the defensive line is absurd. But here's the naked truth that Sean Payton said in the post-game press conference. We didn't escape anything. We're undefeated now. And he's right. This narrative that the Broncos are getting lucky is ridiculous. You know how many times in the franchise's 66-year history the Denver Broncos started a season 10-2 or better? Only 8 times. And of those 8, the team made it to the Super Bowl 6 times and won 3. That means statistically the Denver Broncos have a 68% chance of making the Super Bowl this year. And this time, with Bo Nix commanding the offense and this crushing defense, I'll bet my orange jersey that we're not just going to get there, but win it all. Emmanuel Acho, former linebacker for the Browns and Ravens, said something that sums it up perfectly. The Broncos not only have the best record in the league, but they have the best losses. If you don't believe in the Denver Broncos, you don't believe in anyone else in the AFC. And he's absolutely right. But not everything is rosy at Mile High, and it would be dishonest of me not to talk about the problems that need to be solved before January. The running game is inconsistent. Since we lost J.K. Dobbins to injury, he would have been the first running back to go over 100 rushing yards in Denver since Philip Lindsay. The running attack has been spotty. R.J. Harvey, Jaleel McLaughlin, and Tyler Beatty are talented, but they're not producing at the level we need for a deep playoff run. Sean Payton said in the press conference that the lack of production from the running backs has nothing to do with lack of talent. I trust Payton more than my own eyes, but let's be honest, We need to find solutions. There are talents available in free agency and on other teams' practice squads. There's a guy in Seattle who could help. There's another in Buffalo whose father played in the NFL. The front office needs to act. And then there's the officiating, too. In the win against the Commanders, the officiating was one of the worst we've seen all season. Multiple uncalled penalties, poorly reviewed plays, a total circus. Trayan Burks, who had been waived, made the catch of the year with one hand, grabbing a Bo Nix pass that seemed impossible. It was supposed to be that play that changes the game's momentum against you. But no. The Broncos responded with authority. And then there's the bye-week question. If the Broncos secure the first seed in the AFC, they'll have a week off before the playoffs. Historically, Sean Payton gets a bit rusty after the bye. I don't know if I want a full week of rest before elimination games, but that's a problem for the future. For now, we have to keep focus on each game, each opportunity. We still have tough games ahead. The Chiefs are lurking with that dangerous Patrick Mahomes. The Chargers, even with Justin Herbert injured, he fractured his left hand and needs surgery, still have talent to challenge us. The Raiders always play hard against us, even when they're having a weak season. But when you have Bo Nix playing with the confidence of someone who has never lost 2 games in a row in his career, 61 wins in 61 college games in the NCAA, a record, when you have Sean Payton drawing up plays, when you have a defense that shuts down the best teams in the league, well, Broncos Country, you have everything you need. You know what excites me most about all this? It's not just the numbers, the statistics, the wins. It's the belief. It's seeing Will Lutz, our kicker, hitting clutch field goals with surgical precision. It's seeing Riley Dixon, our punter, flipping field position when we need it. It's seeing Devin Key, J.L. Skinner, and Keydron Smith growing as young safeties ready to take over the future. It's seeing veterans like Alex Singleton recovering from injuries and coming back even stronger. It's seeing Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga choosing the Broncos instead of returning to the 49ers, the team where they were conference champions. Why? Because they believe in the project, because they see what we're building here. Cortland Sutton is playing the best football of his career. Troy Franklin, our rookie receiver, is showing flashes of greatness. Evan Engram is bringing a veteran presence at tight end that was missing. Lucas Krull and Adam Trotman complement the group well. Marvin Mims Jr. is developing as a dangerous deep threat. On the offensive line, we have Mike McGlinchey, Calvin Anderson, Lloyd Cushenberry III as anchors, Alex Forsythe, Quinn Mainers, and Ben Powers providing solidity. It's a line that's improving every week, protecting Bo Nix and opening holes when needed. And in the moment that mattered most against the Commanders, when everything conspired against us, horrible officiating, impossible plays by the opponent, everything going wrong, the Broncos didn't panic. Bo Nix didn't panic. Sean Payton didn't panic. The team simply responded with what they've done all season, execute in decisive moments. R.J. Harvey said something perfect in the post-game press conference. Nobody is surprised by our performance. We know who we are. We know who leads this team. And that, Broncos Country, is what separates good teams from championship teams. Unwavering belief. So here's what I need you to understand. The Denver Broncos aren't just having a good season. We're not just riding a lucky streak. We're building a dynasty. Bo Nix, at 25 years old, is just getting started. Imagine this kid with 3-4 years in Sean Payton's system. Imagine this defense adding 1 or 2 more elite pass rushers in the next draft. Imagine Cortland Sutton, Troy Franklin, and Marvin Mims Jr. forming a receiver trio for years. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs have dominated the AFC for years. But every dynasty has an end. And I believe from the bottom of my heart as a fan who has suffered and celebrated for decades that the Denver Broncos are ready to take that throne. Las Vegas doesn't make teams AFC favorites for no reason. These people are in the business of not losing money. And they see what I see, a complete team, balanced, well-coached, with a winning mindset and a quarterback who is just scratching the surface of his potential. So clear your January schedule, clear your February schedule, because we're going far, Broncos country. We're going very, very far. And when Bo Nix raises the Lombardi Trophy in February 2026, you'll remember this moment. You'll remember when you believed, when the rest of the country still doubted, when analysts called us fraudulent. You'll remember you were here from the beginning. If you made it this far and still haven't subscribed to the channel, you're missing the best Broncos coverage out there. Hit that red button now. And in the comments, I want to know, do you really believe this team is going to the Super Bowl? Leave your opinion down below. Share this video with every Broncos fan you know, because Broncos country deserves to know the truth. And the truth is simple. We're back. Mile High isn't just a stadium, it's a fortress. And nobody is going to get in our way to the title. United in orange, Broncos country, let's ride.